Hi Leo, welcome to June 2025. I think you're gonna like this reading, especially if you're watching from the beginning. Format wise, I think you're going to be so pleased. All right, we have a bunch of cards here. Let's see, first we have that Scorpio card, the Five of Cups, the Tower, and this Eight of Swords. Interesting. That's first. You're going to take a look at these in a second. And then we have the Queen of Swords upside down. Saturn is very close to Neptune in June, and Mars is in your sign until the 17th. And then it will move into Leo rising, your second house, Leo natal sun, right in front of you. So, that Death card coming up first with this Five of Cups indicates a time of, how do I put this? Your image is being reshaped, and it's hard for you to do that without feeling some regret, perhaps a little bit of a sentimental connection with the past you, but also the changes that you're having to make are so positive. Whether they're personal changes, changes in romance, business, doesn't matter. They're difficult, they redefine you, but they're so positive. So you've got to let go of something, and perhaps that past is beloved to you, in which case it's a little bit sad, a little bit melancholy there, bittersweet. But what it opens the door for is quite wonderful. You move quickly out of the stage where it feels like upheaval. You move quickly into a place where you start to get comfortable with this new self, this new version of your friendship, this new version of your relationship, this new version of your business. You move quickly out of the chaotic stage into something much better, but just be careful when you get there and all throughout June that you aren't too abrupt with people. Your communication can be very authentic right now because, again, there's this new self emerging, really good in terms of being more honest with your outward facing self, with your image. But along with that very authentic version of you comes this kind of Mars heat that's a little too sharp. And so you may think that you're being normal, and it can feel searing to others what you're saying. So just be careful in how you communicate. Don't not be yourself, but just be careful. There's a way to do this where you gain authority instead of losing it. Try to stay on the side of things where people don't question the reliability of your character. Don't go so far out of character with this time where Mars is almost done, where it's the sharpest. Don't do or say anything that is actually quite out of character for you, but unfortunately in some people's minds it could define you and define a flaw in your character, and you don't want that. There's a way to handle this that's very strong, very direct still, but not hurtful, right? So there's that. Also, if you're personally dealing with a Scorpio, or if you have Scorpio in your chart, in the big three at least, this period of upheaval and change can feel particularly bad. And the people that you're around and communicating with can feel particularly harsh. Everything is super sensitive right now if, as a Leo, you have those prominent Scorpio placements. But luckily, what's on the horizon, especially after the 17th, is very, very nice. There's a chance for you to meet someone that fits your version of what happiness looks like. That's really nice. A version of your life in which you are adored without question. You know, when someone just really likes you for you, with or without the show? It's a time of celebration, but there is real stability to this joy. And if you're particularly concerned with a Taurus, it feels like you are becoming their addiction. You know, they have to get addicted to things like cancers to really be in it. So if you're dealing with a Taurus right now, they're transferring you over into that side of themselves where you become like a bad habit. That sounds wrong, but it's in the most positive way. It's like a positive addiction, if that's possible. Otherwise, that Taurus energy is just manifesting as something very stable coming in. Again, also towards the end of the month, where you have cause to celebrate, especially because something financial, something very stable, something that settles you comes in, something that makes you feel better. There's also a Mars-Uranus square, so we have to talk about that. Excuse me. But let's look at the cards and talk about that. Give me a second. Let me show you. Okay, so on June 5th, the Mars-Uranus square is perfected. At that time, it's so easy for you to be provoked and for you to provoke others. It's so easy to make things go sideways. Okay? But it's just as easy to take that obviously super strong energy and turn it into gold. Gotta make hay while the sun shines. This, if you use this energy to provoke, to purposefully poke, to roar in somebody's face, even if you're just doing it with what you're wearing or how you look, if you choose to do too much, it comes back on you. And it's unpleasant because people are like, they like want, they want to be provoked by you. They want there to be a chance that you will give them the opportunity to waste your time and your energy, and in the process, take it from you. They want this weird exchange. And around the 5th, you really want to give it to them. You're like, okay, enough's enough. Let's get into it. Don't do it. It's a way to keep you stuck. It's a trick. It's a trap. Instead, you can completely shut out the world. I would say, if you can manage it, for 10 days, from the 5th to the 15th, and I don't mean like don't go out socially or whatever. I mean, when you're in your work mode, just completely shut everything out and do the work, whatever it is, whatever that means. If that means you're working out for that long, for 3 hours or whatever, if that's you're working for 8 hours, whatever it is that this super strong energy could get channeled into, other than ticking people off and getting ticked off by them. Channel it there. Isolate yourself a little bit every day and just use this energy. It will keep you from getting mad. It will keep you from getting into weird things with people. It will keep the tension as low as possible. It's also really good for you. It's good for your financial health. It's good for your mind. And it's good for your body. You know, a lot of times what influences the way we look, I'm speaking your language. A lot of times what influences the way we look is how we feel. Most times. Give yourself a chance here to use this energy in a way perhaps that you've never used it before. Don't let yourself take the bait. Don't put the bait, out there. And if you're still denying to yourself on some level that you do have a tendency to put that bait out there, come to terms with that really fast. Because you know you do. It's okay. It's okay. People do it to you too. It's fine. You could even say that maybe you learned it from people doing it to you. It's fine. No judgment. Just acceptance. Excuse me, I'm going to drink some water. Just acceptance. So you can move forward. So you can... Wow, you really don't want to hear this. Okay. Got you. Got you. It may be a way to pass the time. It may be the best way to get a reaction, but it does keep you stagnant. You don't need it. You don't need that energy exchange. And if you're already sick of it and someone's been trying to pull you into this for a while, look deeper. Look deeper. If you still find yourself getting involved in these toxic energy swirls, these downward spirals with people, take a real good look at yourself around the 18th, 19th. Go deep. See what it is that you're carrying around. And be okay with it. This Mars-Uranus square is... it's a lot. It creates a kind of demanding energy. And it wants you to make decisions quick. It wants you to stumble all over yourself and make a fool out of yourself. It wants you to dive into despair before you've even thought through what might be wrong. It wants you to jump to conclusions. My personal favorite thing to do, apparently, the lecture I got from my dad today lasted like 3 hours. Jumping to conclusions while it's apparently my job is not a good thing when you infer something about somebody else. But I digress. Whatever it is that's keeping this attractor, open and pulling, it's a great time to be able to figure it out. Because the things that this square wants to push out of you and make you say and make you do will tell you a lot about yourself. And it's okay to see it. Dare I say that there is no pretty without the ugly. You have to, no matter how much you love pretty, you got to be aware of your ugly. You've got to be. You have to be. Because the sanctimonious Leo, nobody likes being around that. That's fantasy land. That's fantasy island. That's not real. That's not real. It's terribly hard to be around that. And this is a great time to feel out where that ugly may live, that we all have. And it's totally fine, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's nothing to be embarrassed about. But it keeps a weird exchange going between you and others that is so toxic. And that thing wants to be found out. Again, I feel like I'm choking on cat hair. And the more grace you do this with towards yourself, the more love you give yourself right now, the better and better and better your chances become to get into a situation where the energy flows much, much different. Much different. The road to this is acceptance of that and how it got there. And okay. And that's it. No problem. Yeah, that's also a part of me. That's okay. I did my part in this, and that's okay. And I am also allowed to walk away from this anytime I want, and things are looking up, up, up. This new version of the show, instead of it being like a full Broadway or Bollywood production, it's like a one-man show under a spotlight. And the thing about a spotlight is that if you stand in it right, your face shines like the sun. Excuse me. And everybody is just, their focus is trained on you. But man, is it not true that you got to learn how to stand in the light? You have to part of being a performer, I would say personally, a large part of being a performer is knowing where your light is and always keeping track of it. So in your mind's eye, you know exactly how you look when you're doing what you're doing. That's what this month is about. How to stand in your light. Because if you're standing the wrong way in the spotlight, you're going to look like a demon. Right? If you tilt your head down a lot and all the shadows show up. But just because that's not you and you don't want to think about yourself like that doesn't mean you don't learn how to not look like that. You got to see it to realize you never want to look like that. You got to know why you don't want to look that way. And it's a metaphor for anything in your life where you feel like you're attracting something that doesn't sync up with who you are. This is a month to go deeper. And I think the Gemini conversation that you guys are having is with yourself. You're unable to put on a good show unless there's communication. Excuse me. And the communication is fantastic right now. Use it. And if you don't feel comfortable, vulnerable, close enough to talk to somebody else about it, I mean, it's not really a conversation for anyone else, is it? This is about you. And I think ugly brings something to the show that puts pretty in context. You remember like in The Aviator where they had to wait until there were clouds in the sky to see how fast the planes were going? Like that. Because without clouds in the sky, it just looks like a plane. It could be going 5 miles an hour or whatever, 500 miles an hour, like 50,000 miles an hour. I don't know anything about planes. But you know what I mean? Because there's no cloud to show you how far we've come. You need those clouds in the sky. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be like LA cloudless fucking beating your ass sunshine all the time. That is unbearable. The clouds give you context. And, you know, with the right eyes, they're not like, clouds are glorious. They're not ugly. They're not perfection. Spotless blue sky, I get it. But nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And that's really liberating. I think especially for you. There's freedom in it. These are my clouds. This is my real self, one man show. Find your light, stay in it. Yeah. We're going to do a shuffle for the extended, for work and such. And you can find that extended below. There's a Vimeo version, there's a Patreon version. You can either buy it on Patreon or subscribe. There's a like PayPal version where you can just buy it direct. And then there's like a link that gets sent to your email. And there's a personal readings thing, link as well. There's a new option Vimeo came out with where you can, if you find the readings to be too expensive, you can DM me and we can talk over DM. So nice new option. Here's the bottom of the deck. And we're going to be talking about work and money and health. And then we're going to do some movie tarot as well. I'll see you in the extended. I love you.